Whoop, whoop, whoop. And we're live! Hello, hello, hello. Hello there, Eldritch Abomination. Welcome back. So, today I'm starting up, well, not starting up, but getting back to a bit of Persona 4 Ultimax. Let's get back onto this game. Now, last time we got up to 90 to 99% complete. But that's not quite us done, and apparently if I want to get the true ending for episode P4, I do need to have it 100, excuse me. I do need to have it at 100% complete. So I did look up briefly what I need to do, which apparently in Chie's, in the alternate ending, where she fights Agihiko over the beef bowl, I have to not offer to share it with him. Apparently that might get me different. And in use, this is going to be the longest one, so I'll start this now. Apparently I need to make the top decision in every choice that comes up. I don't know what this changes, but this is what I've been told is the method to get... We don't need to place bookmarks because we're just kind of blitzing through this. Because if there's extra story, I do want to find it. If this doesn't get it, if this doesn't get us the story, I'll, like in the first attempt, I'll leave it and start P4 and maybe just focus on grinding through this in my own free time. to see if I can't... Oh. First fight. Oh, nope, not first fight quite yet. There we go. Because otherwise I think the only thing I'll have to do is I'll have to keep playing through this, but taking notes each time I play through what choices I'm making. Which is kind of a little annoying, because Use, I believe, is the storyline that has the most choice in it. Excuse me, Yosuke. I don't have time to play fairly. Oh, you know. Oh.
Still a match for you.
There we go.
In the end, the victor was no surprise.
I think just spamming the auto combo and heavy attack is enough to... No, I don't need to save. Onwards. But yeah, I am looking forward to Chapter P4.
You truly are strong. But you should remember that not everyone
I
is
can't.
as strong as
This is
you.
new dialogue, so I can't skip it. I forget that's kind of that is a nice feature that the game doesn't let me skip new dialogue. Margaret's voice fades away as she answers me. Okay, and now I'm...
Hey, that sounded like...
Okay, so I've seen this before.
Leave this to me.
Hello, Yukiko. Time for another fight. Yeah, I'm looking quite forward to Chapter P4, because while I was trying to cautiously browse the internet for solutions, like to find the 1% story I was missing, I saw a few people kind of talk about the Persona 4 Arena story that I'm playing for at the minute as kind of being a bit meh compared to the Chapter P4. Oh. Ow. Ow. Here you go. I'm gonna hurry here. There we go. There we go.
Oh my!
It moves. But yeah. I'm really here for the story. I'm starting to enjoy
Yukiko.
the whole the style of the game.
Mm-hmm. I believe in you.
Oh, that's new dialogue. I can't skip that. Okay. Okay, these are... And they're very small changes so far. Invisible walls. This is Chie. Indeed. But yeah. And finally getting to see a conclusion. I'm curious to see how it works, because it's not like they don't seem like character-based stories like this one is. Excuse me. Ow. Okay, she's fighting back. Excuse me. There we go.
A round of applause for both sides.
No, we don't need to place a bookmark. Still just skipping.
I think...
Okay, that's Labrys awakening, slightly. I guess. So it's Igus and then it's Margaret, right? And then it's the cliffhanger. And the cliffhanger just has 2 battles, right? Versus Shadow Labrys and then versus Hack Labrys? Ow. I forgot how... No, I really wish your like first attack's range was slightly better. Here we go. You into the corner. Here we go.
Severe impact. Less damage.
Ow.
Motor functions.
There we go.
shutting down.
Okay. Igus definitely is... I wish I could play as Igus as well as the computer can play as Igus. Okay, skip through. Hello, Margaret. No, you're not Margaret, you're Elizabeth.
Oh, how exciting.
I get Elizabeth and Margaret mixed up. Thanatos versus Zizanagi.
Finally.
Let's change things up.
Ow.
Huzzah! Oh no. Oh no.
Come on.
Oh my. Oopsie daisy. Oh no. Oh no. Is this the step?
We're in group
Impressive.
play.
The time is
We're in group play.
impressive. Oh my.
Oh. Oops.
Forgive me. Let's change things. Your fate is in the cross.
Ow. Hello, Kubo. It's been a while since you've been around. How are things? How have you been? Okay. Okay, yeah, this is still stuff we've seen before.
I'll make them pay.
Yeah, we've seen this story. Don't need to place a bookmark here. Alright. Okay, we've seen the cutscene. Okay, that's the cliffhanger, I believe. So I have been doing quite well recently. I think life has been fairly nice. I've gotten myself a bit more stable at home and starting to readjust. Well, my anxiety's been a lot lower the last while than it has been.
Finally.
And I've been able... Yeah, it has been nice just being able to... Oh, hello, I should have seen the stairs. There we go. Easy done. Okay. Okay, so that's no new dialogue there. The guy knows one combo. Yeah, well, at this stage, I'm just going back through them because I'm missing 1% of the story.
I won't let.
So I'm just taking the kind of the easy way out in all these fights. Which is just rush the enemy into the corner and use the pre-built combo.
Finally. Fight.
Okay. Labrys might cause problems because she does. She has always been a problem in the past. Oh, look, you got out of the corner. Ow. Okay. Yep. Labrys can fight back.
Let's end this.
There we go.
1,000 die while a million are born.
Yeah, I'm going for the fight. To be fair, fighting games aren't... This is the first fighting game I've actually ever seriously played. At least since like back in the days where I still played on the PlayStation 1 or Sega Mega Drive. Okay. I thought signaling kanji would be something, but... Oh,
You are strong.
Name
I will never
a load
cease
challenge.
to find you intriguing.
I forget that you can do that. You can challenge guards.
It seems my fears were groundless. I'm already...
Okay, so that was like one extra line of dialogue. Does it seriously count like all that little dialogue as... You're still yellow. What did I miss? Okay. Well, I'll go back to use in my own time, but it doesn't feel like I'm missing anything significant. GA's, if I'm correct, I know where I'm going with this one. Which is, I have to get to the alternate ending and not share the beef bowl. Doo-doo-doo. All the phone noises. Oh, we've seen the Midnight Channel scene. I have DBFC. I'm guessing that's a Dragon Ball game? That's friends that used to play it. Yeah, it's a little sad when kind of your online friends just seem to like, disappear. I have a few friends I only knew online on Steam who I used to play with, who I just haven't seen online for so long. To be fair, most of the people I play with, I interact with in real life as well. Oh, crap! I thought I was you for a moment. Come on, you. Can the leader not? Can the leader not figure out this one combo? There we go. The correct term for attacking during guard is pressure. See, I know nothing about fighting games.
Be water.
Good old galactic punt. Oh. Okay. So that goes for... So I can't remember, do we fight against Yosuke first and then? Yeah, Yosuke first and then, I believe, we meet. I want to mix up the combo, do mids, throw it fast low if you can overhead. See, the thing is, I'd have to actually have some level of skill to do fancy things.
Final.
Oh, ow, hello. Ow, excuse me. There we go. I'm greatly invested in terminology. Nope. See, I'm here 99% for the story. Oh, I'm... Okay, these. There we go.
In the end, the victor was no surprise.
Okay, so this is where the story change comes in, I believe. Yeah. We see Akihiko. I have to follow him. Okay. And then after this fight, I have to refuse to share. That's the goal.
Finally.
Initially I hadn't thought this would change the story much, given that it ends again. There we go. Here it does look like character struggles in getting into the neutral game. So, yeah.
Not bad.
There we go.
Gotcha.
Protect me,
KO.
There we go. That one much easier. Okay. So we know this bit. Deny him steak.
To the winner, the spoils. Yep.
I opened the lid, making a show of enjoying the steam from the steak bowl just to annoy the guy in the cape. Oh my, what a fragrance. You know he lost. I feel so sorry that he doesn't get a chance to eat any of this. I could seriously down an entire bowl of rice if it smelled like this. I'm not kidding. This steak bowl is more than just food. It's a work of art that you see with your mouth. Mr. Onirvaya, Aika-chan, thank you for this food.
Showtime!
Having to eat with split chopsticks is annoying, but here comes the first bite. Oh, is that it? Okay, that's... Okay, there isn't much more there. Okay, but that was it. That was it. That was all I was missing for Chie. Okay. I wonder if I could... How long have I have... Okay, I haven't even been here half an hour. I'm curious if I turn on auto mode, how long does it take the game to do the fights? Because if I try going through Narukami's story... In normal speak, you don't have enough range for lab. Yeah, I felt like that a bit with you as well. Like, his first, like, light attack is very short range. So it's hard to start into your combo. Oh, whatever, I don't... I really know that in a lot of this, I just need to learn to play better. But I'm not invested enough in this genre of game to kind of focus too much on getting good at it. There are other types of games where I'm more interested in actually developing any kind of skill. Mostly the likes of Final Fantasy and such. You love long-reaching normal? Well, yeah, long range is nice. Aegis is fun. Aegis is the character who just has guns everywhere. Oh. That's it. I think, like, I know in Ultimax, because I'm still only been playing through the Persona 4 Arena story. Cooler, who is memed. I have enough range to skip neutral. Okay, I'm assuming that this is from the Dragon Ball game you mentioned before. Oh, okay, no. Auto mode doesn't do anything more for me. I still have to watch the fight. Used heavy is quite long range, but it creates distance which isn't helpful. There we go. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Oh, okay, that's what. Yeah. See, I have never actually watched any Dragon Ball. Well, I think I tried a bit, but I really struggle with long-term shows.
You may be more conscious.
This time I want to choose all the lower options.
I ought to tell you to go.
I'll take it.
Because I chose all the top options last time. Just incredibly solid, most things. Okay. I'm to add on. Yeah, blocking is something I need to learn a bit, remember to do in this game a bit more. But I tend to be in a lot of games I play. I tend to in action games I tend to play, not so much in strategy games. In strategy games I'm very defensive. Probably don't know what plus frame advantage. Oh. Yep. The thing is, I don't even know what it means to have a frame advantage. Ow, okay. Sorry, Yukiko. There we go.
What a rare, close battle. You both fought well.
Did I fight well? I think I fought about like the bare minimum level of skill.
Yukiko.
Alrighty.
Don't worry about
There's all the lore. Hopefully I find something new here, because otherwise I don't... Otherwise it's a specific combination of dialogue, which is going to be very awkward to find out what I've missed. Given it does track your progress, I hope it's not like a very... to be fair though, the actual Persona 4 Golden did have one situation where you did need like to get... You did need a specific dialogue combination. Ow. Ow. Come on. There we go. Don't actually do train bonds when you can... Oh! Yeah, that's... Okay, yeah, when now you explain it, I think I kind of have heard it explained in...
such a wood.
There we go.
All right, it's over. Time to leave.
Oh, see, because I'm kind of playing the story mode.
Hey, that's mean.
Oh, here's I never insulted Chie.
Man, you are strong though. I'm kind of shocked at how much of a difference there is between us.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so that was another little bit of dialogue, like one extra line. Okay, I guess is painful to fight. No quarter for the week. Aegis is a painful foe, purely because she's like such... Everything she has is focused on long range.
No! Severe impact. Light damage. Heavy damage.
Get into the corner. Oh, hello, Vivek. How are you doing today? Well,
Severe impact.
welcome to the stream.
Light damage. Heavy damage.
Aegis is a zoner? Possibly, that might be the term for it.
Light damage. Damage. No! Light damage.
Ow. Ow.
Damage. Motor function shutting down.
Fortunately, the CPU doesn't seem to know to keep at range with her. Okay, can skip through all this. So I guess we're fighting Elizabeth again. Elizabeth feels like she should be a more difficult opponent than she is. Projectile focused character can't really handle pressure. Possibly. I don't know how well she can handle pressure because I'm not I'm not skilled enough to be able to test that with her. And I've only been fighting CPUs, which are... The story mode in this game does feel like very friendly for people unfamiliar with fighting games. Which I do enjoy, because again, my focus... I forget, Elizabeth has a lot of skills that are kind of... You don't want to attack her when she uses her skills. Because that happens. Ow. Ow. You stop. Okay, this was... There we go. That one started well, but then... Okay, the CPU definitely knows how to play games as better than I can.
They're not.
Okay. No options to get the enemy back off or get out of trouble. Flip. That might be the case. You'd know better than I would. I'm not. I can only comment on what it kind of feels like for me to play characters. Okay. We did get that one extra line with Chie, hated by most other playstyles, so... sometimes the CPU does know how to use Aegis's guns correctly. It cancels out all other respective grapplers. I used to, when I first started, there we go. Labras down. No bookmark. If this doesn't work, it's definitely going to be a case if I just start chapter P4 and figure this out at my own time. I could potentially need to go through a lot of different playthroughs.
We'll save.
Okay. I wonder if we'll, in chapter P4 we'll get a chance to play as Labras with her persona. Ow! Ow! Nope, no using Ariadne. Die, you man.
Let's end this.
There we go.
1,000 die while a million are born.
Not taking chances fighting Labras. Use one-hit kill feels a little overpowered. Labras looks pretty fun. Yeah. Now, where's Naoto? Naoto doesn't get involved until like the... I don't think it's until Kanji's storyline. That was it. That was it. It was that one line from Chie. It was that one line from Chie I was missing. There we go. 100% completion. Now, episode P4. Let's see what... So everything...
So you will not require our assistance. Is that correct?
Yeah, so all the story up until now was what was the base Persona 4 Arena story. This is now, to the best of my awareness, this is the Ultimax story. You're missing the quest, insult women. Apparently so. I was too polite to get that bit on my... That was my 4th attempt going through blitzing through the story to try and find the missing dialogue.
Very well.
Oh.
In that case, there is nothing more to be said.
Igor's here.
As for your presence here, this room is ordinarily only accessible to those bound by a contract. You are fated to refine your power. You will most definitely require our assistance, eventually. Until we meet again, farewell.
Okay, I did see they were talking to someone there. Oh.
Most intriguing.
Are you certain about this?
Igor's voice actor sounds
Our
different.
domain is indivisible from the destiny of our guests. Nothing meaningless happens in this room, which can only mean that the fate of our visitor just now will be...
Margaret?
Pardon.
Oh.
I spoke out of turn. We are only allowed to watch over and assist those guests who are bound by the terms of the contract.
Indeed.
So, the young man Yu Narukami is tied to our recent guest's fate. I wonder what fate, or rather, encounter will await him. Yu Narukami. Now that's a guest who never ceases to amaze.
Okay. A new visitor to the Velvet Room who is not us. Okay, so are we you? Yeah, we're Narukami now? It's May 5th, the day after we saw Labras and the Shadow Operatives off. We're in the corner of the chaotic as usual Junes food court.
I had a hunch this was gonna happen.
Oh.
Well, your hunch isn't getting us anywhere. What are we supposed to do? There's not a single open seat.
Oh, is it busy?
That's just how it goes at Junes during Golden Week. And on Children's Day
Might
at
it be
that.
who I think it? I don't know. I haven't a clue who it might be at this stage.
If it wasn't this busy, we'd be out of business by now.
Today's Children's Day?
Huh?
I should have brought Nanako.
Oh, of course, Nanako.
That's what you're worried about?
Of course we were worried about Nanako. We're a sister complex kingpin of steel. Watching the kids run around, I think back to Nanako's face when I told her I'd be going out. She looked like she wanted to say something. I feel bad I didn't ask her about it. But given what we came to talk about, I couldn't take her with me. I wonder if she's watching TV alone now, like she usually does.
Yo, senpai! I got us some
Oh,
seats.
did Kanji scare someone off?
Ooh, good job, Kanji.
That's pretty impressive, Kanji.
Hey, it's
Especially for you.
human Teddy
Damn
finally
it,
showing up
Ted.
again.
Leave the especially for you part out next time.
All right, break it up. No fighting, guys.
We've got enough fighting recently.
Yukun.
Right.
Giga Chad, you. Yep. Oh, the best of the Persona protagonists. With Yukiko spurring us on, we move to the seats Kanji saved. There's a table before, with 6 chairs he found somewhere. After waiting for everyone to be seated, Yosuke clears his throat, as if to drive away all the noise.
So it's a great day out and,
Dude, I don't think this is the time for that.
well, how else should I start off? Look at the size of this
I mean,
crowd.
red isn't bad. Yeah. No, red
I'd
isn't too
say
bad.
I made the right call showing up like
To be fair,
this.
it's seeing their characterization outside of, like, in Persona 4 the game and Persona 5 the game, I'd say they're both really good. But in the other content, like the animations and games like this, where I feel Yu's characterization does so much more for him.
If I came in my usual costume, the little kids would be swarming my adorable bod. I'd be
His
mom.
voice act.
Oh yes, I've seen how the children tear off your fur from time to time.
Wow! Are you being nice to me, Yuki-chan? Has our love finally blossomed?
Huh? Of course it hasn't.
Shot down as always.
It's because you never learn.
Well, let's get down to business.
Down to business.
Didn't get to talk much yesterday, after all.
I know to Chie. We gathered here yesterday after seeing Labras off, but there wasn't time to calm down and talk about what happened. In the end, we agreed to leave the details to tomorrow, which is now today.
Don't worry about the crowd. Let's start the investigation team meeting anyway.
Yeah, though we are missing 2 people.
Naoto and Rise, right?
It's just not the same without our full roster of pretty girls.
Of course, that's what Teddy cares about.
Oh, not only Rise-chan, but Nao-chan
Xander
couldn't be here either.
Mobus. That's certainly a
not like
name.
the other day, where we just lost contact with Rise.
Mm-hmm. She seems really busy.
Idols tend to be.
She said she had work during the holidays, too. At least we got to talk to her yesterday.
Yeah, Nato-kun's job is keeping her busy too. I guess it's the same old for them.
Nato-kun knew things about what happened that not even we did. Apparently she knew about Mitsuru-san and her friends from the start.
Thanks
Sounds
to
like a
her,
super
though, we got some good information.
Yeah, you're not too wrong.
Well then, let's get everyone up to speed on what happened using that info.
It's definitely one of those names that makes you. I mean, it feels rude to talk about it because he is a real person, but it's one of those names that makes you sound like a character in a book or a show or a game or something. It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like a real person's name. That feels really rude to say. But oh. Yosuke's right. So much has happened these past few days that none of us has a good grasp on it all. We need to sort through what we've learned again.
What was it that started it all? Midnight Channel again, I guess. I thought I was dreaming for a good chunk of it, so it's not really hitting me.
Yeah, Kanji's dream story was pretty fun. The Midnight Channel. That TV world we helped restore peace in. It ended up being used by someone else in the Labras incident. Labras is the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon. A girl with a mechanical body who was stolen from the Kurijo Group, one of Japan's biggest conglomerates. Someone threw her into the TV world. But Labras faced her other suppressed self there, and by accepting it, she awoke to her persona. That mostly wrapped things up. However...
So who exactly was it that put Labras inside the TV? And why?
Oh, that's what we're here to find out, isn't it?
At first, I thought the culprit was jealous of my popularity and tried to break us friends up.
Mm-hmm. But that wasn't it. Their goal was to disrupt our hearts by making us fight each other, and then steal our personas after they returned to being shadows.
Naoto said as much too.
I don't know. Turning them back to shadows and stealing them. That doesn't sound like something just anyone could pull off.
Maybe not, but we know for certain that the culprit was using that method to try and gather powerful shadows.
I'm still curious as to for what reason.
Gathering shadows, huh? That's definitely not something any normal person would do.
Yeah, well, given they talked about their human, friend, it implies that they're not human. Possibly something from, the collective subconscious? The atmosphere darkens after Yosuke's remark. During the silence, I recall the events leading up to yesterday. Oh, there's the theme song. We had once again entered the TV world to figure out why the Midnight Channel was broadcasting again. What we found there was a strange fighting tournament called the P1 Grand Prix. At the heart of it was Labras. Having gone through severe trials as a weapon of the heart, she gave birth to her shadow, a suppressed version of herself, which twisted her dream of wanting to be a normal schoolgirl. It all resulted in the P1 Grand Prix, designed to pit people against their friends. After we entered the TV, we got wrapped up in the battle just like Labras' shadow planned, and were forced to fight one another. But we also met members of a mysterious organization known as the Shadow Operatives, who were in search of Labras, and their leader, Mitsuru Kurijo, who's CEO of the Kurijo Group. It was with their help that we conquered that tournament. They were using the power of personas before we were. It was reassuring in a way to meet people who deal with shadows day in and day out. But the case isn't over yet. We couldn't find out why the culprit put Labras into TV to begin with. We don't even know who did it. Mitsuru-san and her people seem to have some idea, but that doesn't mean we can ignore what happened in our town. So we made the decision to investigate the case on our own, too.
That reminds me. How are things inside the TV?
Oh, has Teddy been investigating? The thought suddenly crosses my mind, so I ask Teddy. After we settled the first case, the TV world turned into a beautiful place, but it wasn't that way anymore during the P1 Grand Prix. Wonder what happened there after we saved Labras.
Still the same. It should go back to normal eventually. but the P1 Grand Prix had such an effect that it's still noisy there. Oh, but,
No? But
What?
what? Quit mumbling and just spit it out.
It's hard to say for sure, but I sense these weird presences. They feel kind of like shadows, but not really.
Weird presences? You mean there's something strange in there?
I don't really know.
What could it be? The culprit, maybe?
Maybe, but
Maybe
not.
This is giving us lots of information to work with. We all look at each other after hearing Teddy's evasive answer. If something's inside the TV world, it can only be a shadow. Someone besides us who knows about that world. Or someone who can use a persona.
Huh? How would that make sense? The culprit wasn't a persona user, right?
He did say that he used Labrys because he couldn't enter the TV world himself.
That's right. The only people who can enter the TV world are persona users. For a normal person to get in, they would have to enter alongside a persona user. If someone who doesn't have a persona falls in, for whatever reason, they're in serious danger. Either the shadow's already dwelling there, or their own shadow might end up killing them.
So, wouldn't that mean this weird thing Ted's talking about can't be our bad guy? Or maybe the culprit can shove people into a TV even though he's not a persona user.
I can understand Kanji's doubts, but unfortunately, we don't have enough information right now to say either way.
There's one more thing that bothers me.
Oh,
What is it?
It's something Naoto said.
what did Naoto say? I tell everyone what Naoto left with me yesterday. She said that when Mitsuru-san's plane was hijacked as a diversion from Labrys' kidnapping, the hijackers had no memory of their actions. They might have been brainwashed or hypnotized, but either way, it couldn't have been done by a normal person. Okay, it's just about that.
There's so much we don't know.
But no matter what the culprit was trying to do, if he was after us in the TV world, I doubt this case will wrap itself up.
We've got to do
I
something
agree.
about it.
Oh, then does that mean...
Too bad for Mitsuru-san, but we're gonna ignore her request not to get involved.
We did establish that yesterday. When Mitsuru-san and her people left, they told us not to get involved any further with this case. We knew why they said that, of course. They were worried about our safety. Still,
Ah, so the investigation team's back in business.
Yep. I feel a little bad doing this to Mitsuru-san, but we can't just leave this
you
be.
sure you're not even you sure you're not more anxious about going behind Akihigo's back?
We can fight too. And heck, this is our town, so it's practically our duty to do this.
I'm in too. After all, I am Labby-chan's knight. Plus, I can't sit on the sidelines after seeing what this culprit did to my world. It had gotten so peaceful thanks to you guys.
I'm yawning a lot already. I knew they felt that way, but I nod firmly after seeing everyone still in agreement.
So it's decided.
We have to return the favor of getting stuck with those strange epithets, too.
Still stuck on the titles, are you, Yu-Gi-Oh? Everyone looks away briefly after hearing this. Those nonsense nicknames that got broadcast during the P1 Grand Prix made no small stir in our daily lives. Although, personally,
About that makes me so mad. What was that carnivore whose discarded womanhood stuff all about? I could swear people cross the street now when they see me.
oh, poor Chia. Yeah, that's kind of annoying that it does have an effect on the real
Really?
world.
I was actually pretty impressed.
Huh? Is that how you think of me, Yuka?
No, that's not what I meant.
That reminds me. You seem to like that Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel nickname.
I mean, the Kingpin of Steel part isn't too bad.
Did he?
Sensei, have you awakened to a new name? Should I call you Kingpin from now on?
Yes, we'll become a... Kingpin's a Spider-Man villain? I wonder if it's just my imagination to what Yosuke said just now hurt worse than the nickname. All I meant was that those nicknames weren't that bad. Still, I admit, I was honestly impressed at how precise those taunts were in striking each of our hang-ups.
This sure has turned out to be some Golden Week.
Hey,
And after you
I know
took the time
something
to
about
come see
Marvel.
us, too.
No kidding. Shit got stirred up the day you came back. Like someone planned it that way.
Oh, excuse me again? Oh, I need to stop yawning. Everyone nods at Kanji's words. Everyone except Yosuke. Unlike the others, he just shoots me a slightly bleak glance. I know what it means, but I'll let him say it.
That actually does still bother me a bit.
What do you mean?
Probably know why I'm yawning a lot today is I haven't... this is the, this stream is the first time I've talked. Yeah, it would be good outwardly to call anyone Kingpin. Yeah, possibly not, but it could be a worse nickname for a fighting tournament. But yeah, I don't think I've talked before today to anyone before this stream. My jaw is all stiff.
Oh, I guess the timing? It's like whoever did this was waiting for you to come back.
I agree with him. The incident of Labras happened right when I returned to Inaba for Golden Week. It was times as if whoever set this up was just waiting for me to get back in town.
Well, I guess there's no need to think about that now. Oh yeah, where's Marie-chan?
Oh, Mari.
She's elusive as always. It looked like she was buying something at Sozai Daikaku the other day.
What? Nobody told Emi-chan that Sensei was visiting?
No one did tell Mari?
Well, it is Marie-chan we're talking about. I'm sure she's noticed that Yukun's back.
Mari, here's another one involved in the first case we solved here in Inaba. We helped her regain her lost memories, and she now protects this town as a minor goddess who supports the townspeople here.
Huh? Then, why hasn't she shown up? I mean, if she knew that Senpai's back, you'd think she'd be the first to show.
Oh, there's...
What the? Where'd that lightning come from all of a sudden?
Mari?
Oh, look at those insane rain clouds. It's gonna start pouring soon for sure.
That's when I noticed that the thick crowd of customers here has gotten pretty sparse. As if following the families hurrying back inside, we also get up from our seats.
The weather report has been way off the mark lately.
Oh, sorry, that's mine. Hello? Ah, Kase-san.
Kasai is one of the maids at the Yukiko's Inn, right? We move away from Yukiko to give her some space to talk.
That reminds me, Labras is a robot, right? Would she rust if she got caught out in the rain?
I'm sure she's treated against
Nah,
rust.
I doubt it. The Kirijo group developed her after all, and they wouldn't be that cheap.
Mid-chan's group sure is amazing. Her stuff is way better than Junes brand electronics.
Well, yeah. A paramilitary organization is... Well, not even paramilitary, but... Anything with kind of like military-style tech is going to have better tech than... You know, your average budget supermarket.
Shut up! And don't go dissing your own employer.
As Yosuke and Teddy snipe at each other, Chie gazes up at the cloudy sky. When she notices me looking at her, she shakes her head, telling me not to worry.
Labras is with Mitsuru-san and her friends, right? I wonder how she's doing.
After the P1 Grand Prix, Labras joined Mitsuru-san's shadow operatives, since she has a persona now. Even as we speak, she and her companions are probably chasing the culprit who threw her into the TV.
Don't worry, I'm sure she's doing fine. If all goes well, we'll see her again in no time.
Yeah, since we made our decision to stick our noses into this case, that means we're after the same thing Labras and the shadow operatives are. It seems possible we might meet up with Labras again somewhere soon. Then again, we're doing this without Mitsuru-san's permission, so I can't say I'm eager to run into them.
Yeah, you're right. Man, I should stop being such a worrywart.
Hey, looks like Yukiko-senpai's off the phone.
Okay.
Oh, welcome back, Yukiko. What was the call about?
Everything okay?
It was the inn. It seems a group of our guests is still out.
Uh-oh.
We didn't have any umbrellas ready for them, so I think a lot of them will come back drenched. Sorry, I have to go back for a bit.
Oh,
enough.
right. I forgot this is a busy time for the Amagi Inn, too.
Actually, shouldn't we be heading home ourselves? Ugh, if this keeps up, I bet it'll keep raining into the night.
And if it's raining into the night, that means we can watch the Midnight Channel.
Raining, huh? That thing's not gonna come on again, is it?
Everyone turns around at Yosuke's words. He says that thing, but we all know what he means. He's talking about the Midnight Channel, which came on at midnight on a rainy day. The weather was just like this during the incident with Labras, too. As if to break the silence, we hear another roll of thunder, closer than the one a moment ago. Oh.
In any case, let's meet up again tomorrow to check up on the TV world.
Okay, I'll see you all here tomorrow, and I'll make sure to let Rise-chan know too.
I'll call up Naoto-kun, though I don't know yet if she'll be able to make it.
Cool deal. Well, see you guys tomorrow.
See you all tomorrow. We hastily end the investigation team meeting before it starts raining. As I see Yosuke starting to leave after everyone else, I ask him about the issue he raised earlier.
What do you think, Yosuke, about the timing of all of this?
Hmm? Oh, that. I don't know, I might be overthinking this, but if the culprit happens to know you, would that give some hint of who it might be?
Yeah, that's the thing. He knows we're all Persona users, and very few people know about the investigation team. It was an understandable question, but I couldn't help but look askance at him. If the culprit had investigated me, of course he'd know something about me, but not my plan to stay in Inaba during Golden Week. It'd have to be a person who knows me, plus knew that I was coming here during the break. Is there anyone who'd know all that?
Is it possible that it could be Adachi?
Oh. How?
Adachi-san?
This time, I'm caught completely off guard, and all I can do is dully repeat the question. Toru Adachi, the man who was arrested in the Midnight Channel murders. He should be in police custody now. Which is ironic, since he used to work for my uncle as a police detective at Inaba Station. We do have quite a history, so obviously he knows about me, and I can't rule out that Dojima-san might have told Adachi-san about my vacation
No,
plans.
it wouldn't be him. He has a persona.
Oh, yeah, good point. Sorry, I wasn't trying to weird you out.
Yosuke's tone is apologetic and he scratches his head. But really, I should be the one apologizing. I didn't just deny that it could have been Adachi-san because he's a Persona user. The real reason is that, deep down, I trusted what Adachi-san said about abiding by the rules of this world. But if it's not him, then who? The grey clouds filled the sky over our heads, mirroring the confused anxiety we shared. Okay, now, I had to tell Mooney, who's has been coming along to watch these streams, not to come along to the chapter P4.
So I made sure to raise my hand to answer all the teacher's questions.
Because I had a feeling that this one would start spoiling Persona 4 itself. Not least of all because of how brain worked for me. Yeah, I know that Adachi and Mari are both playable characters in the game, and they were added in Ultimax. So I kind of thought that, you know, this plot might be spoiled for Persona 4 Golden. I'm kind of feeling glad that I warned her in advance, because yeah, it brings up these points very early on.
Hanako, you told that story 3 times already.
No, I didn't.
Nanako, who had been talking non-stop throughout dinner, still looks at Dojima-san pointing that out. Whether or not she'll admit it, though, I've definitely heard that story several times. Either parent visiting day made her that happy, or she was looking for any excuse to prolong our conversation. Well, whichever it is, Nanako seems happy, so I don't mind much.
Oh, and guess what? I saw a
Oh,
really
you saw the
long
limousine.
car yesterday.
A really long car? Well, that rings a bell. He must be talking about that extravagant black limousine that Mitsuru-san and her shadow operatives drove in on.
Oh, you mean the limo that was driving around town? Yeah, I heard about that. A big stretch limo in a sleepy little town like ours. I'll tell you one thing. They won't be from around here.
Yeah, they definitely weren't. Dojima-san shoots me a glance while responding to Nanako's comment. He's a detective through and through. I think he's noticed something's up. Sure enough, after Dojima-san sends Nanako to the sink with the empty dishes, he gets right down to business.
So, what are you up to this time?
Oh, did you? There's no hiding anything from that piercing gaze. He has to know we came in contact with Mitsuru-san's people. They were so dignified seeming that I'd hoped even their outrageously long limo wouldn't stand out here, but I find myself actually relieved to be mistaken.
The day you were due back, a detective from the Metropolitan Police Department suddenly
Oh.
rang me up to ask about the details of that case. Not only that, but I saw that Shirogane kid at the station several times these past couple of days.
Oh.
Was this all just a coincidence?
That's...
Can't answer, huh? Well, that's fine.
Is it fine, Dojima? Dojima-san gives a deep sigh and closes his eyes. That's odd. Normally he'd grill me for more information and yell at me while doing it.
Look, I trust you, but this is different. Don't stick your head into the lion's den.
Is it?
You do understand that I'm a detective and pretty much your guardian while you're here, right?
His strict yet honest gaze asks me to promise that much, in return for not probing me further. I say yes, but in my mind I'm apologizing at the same time. We're heading into dangerous waters, but it's the same as the situation when I lived here. We have to be the ones to do
As long
this.
as you understand that. Then do whatever you want.
I can't help but smile at seeing Dojima-san look away and sigh. I'm sure that he has a million questions about everything I'm doing, but he's not asking them. It's because he trusts me.
Hey, you're picking on Big Bro again, Dad.
Oh, no, not at all. We were just talking.
We've got to know.
Really, Big Bro?
Yeah, there's nothing to worry about.
I'll always be on your side, okay?
Don't make your dad feel bad. Dojima's face there. When I answer her with a smile, Nanako looks up at me with a worried expression, but her reply is earnest. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see Dojima-san looking uncomfortable, and I can't help but laugh again. Betrayed by her own daughter. Who will choose your nephew over you. When I return to my room, I can hear the faint rumble of thunder in the distance. The rain that was pouring down this evening has already stopped. If the pattern holds, the midnight channel should stay quiet as long as it's not raining. Realizing that raises some complex feelings in me. I have to go back home tomorrow. And as much as I hope nothing happens, I want to resolve this mystery while I'm still here. But wishing to solve the case means wishing for something to happen.
Make up your mind, you.
I inadvertently glance towards the TV screen's reflective surface and catch myself with an odd smile on my face. Just a little longer until midnight. Out of habit, I check the time, and the moment I look back at the TV, the screen suddenly turns on. Oh. Great vegetables, yes.
The strong win,
Oh.
while the weak
Hello.
disappear. Tonight, we will witness the hottest battles in all history.
This is...
The goddess of victory is waiting to descend upon the ring. P1 fans, are you ready?
Oh, hello. They're back.
Are you ready?
Time to let loose! An all-out war!
The contestants in the previous P1 Grand Prix have returned
Oh,
for another
Akihiko's
tournament,
actually in it now.
right on the heels of the last one. These
There's Naruto.
warriors will create another legend here at the world-shattering P1 ring. These are battles of honor, battles of will. Sparks will fly. Some fight for pride, some fight for glory. Will this be decided by pure muscle, or will a battle of wits determine the outcome? Things are heating up!
Kuma.
Tonight, who will win the title of champion?
Oh.
Who will be
Labrys.
crowned with the winner's wreath? Whose tale of glory will resound for generations? All
That
remains
looked
in the
like Shadow
dreams of the
Labrys.
warriors. As the Grand Prix plunges into its final chapter, the P1 climax is...
Barely getting started!
Oh, you sometimes... Yeah, I think it's less P3 and P4 combined and more it's Persona 4 featuring characters from Persona 3.
Did you see that? What the hell?
Hello? Hey.
Oh. Oh, my phone's dead. Oh, the electric's dead. Oh. The electric is very dead. Oh, hello.
What's going on here?
Hello, I know enough about Persona... why is it all red?
What in the world? The town! A red fog?
Oh. This is all new.
What the?
Yoo-hoo!
Oh.
All you P1 crazies out there.
There's the backup power.
Sorry about the long wait.
Hello, General Teddy. TV shows a familiar classroom. I remember right, that's the announcement room at the school Labrys created inside the TV world during the P1 Grand Prix. Standing in that announcement room is General Teddy. Actually, just his head chortling away.
The P1 climax. It's the end of the world. One-on-one deathmatch that's worthy of the name Climax. And best of all, if you don't the one-on-one tournament to the finish within the hour, the world will end! No
Right.
punches pulled
Oh, shit, magic outage. Can't do anything about that. Yeah. Nope. Can't fight against magic. Also, right, we have 1 hour to save the world.
I'll make myself clear so that no one misunderstands. This will not be taking place within the TV world.
Okay, this is...
It will, in fact, take place in the reality which you occupy. Enjoy it while you can. Alrighty then. Time
Who is
to
that
show
voice?
off how that special stage is going.
Okay. Oh. Oh dear. Evangelion reference.
Is that Mitsuru-san?
I don't know if it's necessarily an Evangelion reference. Japan is kind of uses, in a lot of different forms of fiction, the crucified style of imprisonment. Not just Mitsuru-san. Fuka Akihiko and the Igus are all there as well.
What will be the fate of our captured queen and her loyal minions? Then again, if we don't have a champion, everyone's a goner anyway. So she'll be in good company. Best of luck to all of you.
Right, we should get going, right? The display cuts off abruptly and the TV becomes a silent box. Realizing that a strange red light is filling the once dark room, I dash toward the window. Evangelions didn't actually have any meaning to show, it just looked... Yeah. No, I haven't actually... No, I know, I think I have watched...
What is that?
I think I have watched Evangelion years ago. It's kind of one I've been meaning to try and watch again, like more recently. I've just never gotten around to it. The streetlights are off and I don't sense anyone's presence. That hazy light illuminating the town. It's the red fog? Seeing the town in such an obviously abnormal state snaps me back to my senses. I quickly look back into my room.
Nanako! Dojima-san!
Oh yeah, how's everyone else doing? No one answers. I rush down the stairs and check all the rooms, but no matter how hard I look, the two who live here are nowhere to be found. What in the world is going on here? E1 Climax? Are Mitsuru-san and her people really captives? Oh yeah, I think, yeah, in most of the ones they do have kind of like they're stood on platforms and just their arms are held up. I think it's just, like you say, it's just because it looks cool. Is this really still a real world? If so, what's happened to the townspeople? A wave of confusion and fear crashes over me as I sort through the information at hand. My cell phone won't even turn on, like it's suddenly broken. It's happening again.
QS food court.
That's right. Whenever we had a case, that's where we'd always gather. If Yosuke, Chie, and Yukiko have noticed this too, then they'll definitely be headed there. Teddy should be with Yosuke, so there's no need to worry about him. Kanji, though, he might head straight into the TV. I chuckled to myself at the thought, a rare moment of humor in this looming crisis. I know where I need to be, so I quickly prepare myself. Whenever we needed to fight, I was always clad in my Yasugami High uniform. Think I'd be wearing it again so soon. It's with a sense of trepidation that I opened the front door. Okay, I know we want to meet up with our friends, but at the same time, the bad guy said there's like 1 hour. Oh. Find a clue. Ooh. Chapter 2, Impatience. Okay, so hold up. Back to here. Where's the zoom in? Zoom out? Okay, so they are... Okay, so these are all, like, different routes. Okay, also, Rise is a fighter now, apparently. I'm curious to see... That's a bit... It is a bit long, but to be fair, at the same time, these are all individual chapters now. Rather than in P4A, all of these kind of were... yeah, all of these are about an hour and a half each for each chapter. And this one, like, it's taken significantly less time to kind of go through these smaller chapters. So I suppose that's all, it says all chapter 1. But Risei is a... Yeah, I'm curious to try. I'm curious to see Risei's, but also I've got a thing about doing things left to right. So we'll start with Naoto at the Inaba Police Department. But to be fair, to be fair, all that was, there was no fighting in that other one, so it could just be story content, just from Risei's perspective for once. The clock's ticking echoes through the room. I look up from the file I hold. It seems I yearned for some mental stimulation to distract me from the sheer volume of information I'm attempting to process. But when I look up, all that's before me are the tall stacks of files I brought in from the reference room. Even when I cooperated with the investigation as a detective, I'd only been in this room a few times. Excuse me? They must have ushered me into the drawing room on the highest floor of Inaba Station today in order to send a message. Don't draw attention to yourself. I lower my hat to rest my eyes and spend some time thinking back on the conversation I had a short while ago. Who are you talking to, Naoto?
I see.
Oh.
In other words, nothing suspicious is apparent in the current Kirijo.
We met you before. I can't remember your name.
Correct.
Oh yeah, the guy who initially
hired. There are no
hired.
factors that would necessitate deterring Mitsuru Kirijo or the shadow operatives which she leads.
The man holding my report falls silent, pondering something. His reaction shows that he most likely foresaw what sort of report I'd hand in. The well-dressed man before me belongs to the National Police Agency, Security Bureau, Security Planning Division, or, in brief form, the Public Safety Police. The man in suit, my favourite character. Yes! I kind of want to get more suits. I hadn't worn suits for years, but I had one on recently, and there's something about wearing a suit that makes you feel a little more confident. It was he who requested the undercover investigation to Mitsuru-san's shadow operatives.
Mitsuru Kirijo seemed to have some idea who stole her cargo, yes?
She did indeed. To begin with, the culprit knew the contents of the cargo which even Miss Kirijo herself did not fully understand. It follows that the culprit in this case was someone with intimate knowledge of the Kirijo group's dark secrets.
Such good security, still can't tell now as a female. But to be fair, she does do her best to hide it.
How Mitsuru Kirijo deals with this culprit will surely shed more light upon her true motives.
Half of that is true, and half of it is sophistry. I need to discover the trump card the public safety is hiding. Most likely, that trump card will lead us to the culprit of this case. The one who stole Labrys and threw her into the TV world. And the name is me. Yeah, name it. Well, I think Naoto is... It's a non-gendered name, like it can be used by men or women. If he had prepared this in advance, that means he was weighing his options. He knows of my intentions, yet he must have made the decision that what they stand to gain is worth the risk.
Report to us again when you find out more.
With that, the man leaves the room. Seems my gamble paid off.
Whether I find out more or not, it's certain that something
Why did Shadow
will
not
happen.
describe it as a male? So, to be honest, I think yeah. No, maybe it is. I feel it can be used by... The thing is that like, it's never kind of pointed out that it's a name that Naoto gave herself. Or that she ever changed her name. Like, we've never been given anything to imply that it wasn't the name she was born with. Oh, she was given when she was born. So it might be kind of a more typical male name, and I suppose, yeah, she comes from a line of detectives, so it's quite possible that her parents just gave her a cool detective sounding name. I'm not sure. I'll have to play through Persona 4 again now to remind, like, to see all this. Labrys' kidnapper hasn't been caught, and the case is ongoing. Even now, there may be developments somewhere. My friends on the investigation team must be having a strategy meeting at the food court around now. No, it's been a while since any of us have seen you, Senpai, so the conversation may have already digressed. Stein, I forced aside the twinge of loneliness and dropped my gaze to the file that my gamble won.
The Kirijo Ergonomics Research Laboratory. An organization specializing in research upon shadows.
Indeed. What I demanded of public safety was an investigative document on a Kirijo Group Research Institute which no longer exists. The founder of that institute was Mitsuru-san's grandfather, Koetsu Kirijo. The contents of that report were filed with matters that were hard to believe. The Dark Hour, a different world populated by shadows. It seems to intrude on the real world. The mysterious, almost alien artifacts known as plumes of dusk that can induce a personality. Humanoid robots called anti-shadow suppression weapons that were developed to oppose shadows. Artificial persona users who gained their abilities with special drugs. You'd have to watch the video essay on now to remember exactly what it was. Yeah. Oh, video... Was that from... I think I might have seen some of the like video essays on the Persona 4 characters, but I haven't watched any of them. Because I'm not a fan... I'm sometimes not a fan of watching like specific analysis on things. Not like... We're not characters anyway. It's kind of, to me, I like learning what I learn. Like, about characters by my own knowledge and my own interactions with them. Not saying that the videos aren't good, but just kind of for me personally, they're not something I enjoy. But I not seen Aigis-san and Labras with my own two eyes. The supernatural contents of this file would seem ludicrously implausible.
A flood of shadows and the manifestation of personas. There are many similarities to what we experienced. The chief difference is that their catastrophe was artificially induced in the name of research.
I sensed an unwavering commitment to duty from Mitsuru-san and her team. Though they, like us, are persona users, the horrors in this file must be why I detected a very different type of resolve from them.
I hesitate to look into such matters without their consent, but I doubt they would volunteer much.
From what I can deduce based on this, the culprit in Labras' case is without a doubt related to Kirijo, and ergo research. The clue that leads to the truth has to be here. Oh, yeah, see, I kind of... Yeah, but on the line of, like... Yeah, we're not perfect, so for me, I don't feel a need to know everything. I accept having incomplete knowledge about a lot of things, especially media. Yeah, the references, making of and in between, yeah. Oh no, if that's what you enjoy, that's what you enjoy. There's nothing wrong with that. So, for me, I kind of just... I like taking my... I'm very casual when it comes to games and media, like TV and films and stuff. I take them as I take them. For me, it's something I don't want to put too much thought into. There are other places in life which I feel my, like, full attention and effort on learning is better directed. So for me, anything to do with game stories and such are very... I just want to experience the story. I don't feel a need to dig deeply into it. But yeah, that's just me. I don't know, my way of doing things isn't everyone's cup of tea either. And if by chance something were to happen to Mitsuru-san and her people, we would need to know more about our common enemy.
Shuji Akutsuki took the position of chairman at Gekkokan High
I
after
feel
Urban
that's
Research
also...
was disbanded. Mitsuru-san went there.
No, I did not mean to insult you at all. That was not my intention. I'm just kind of saying, like, this is my personal preference for things. And yeah, it just ultimately comes down to me being I am a very, very casual gamer.
Deceased in 2009. Cause of death: falling from the school's observatory. Was it suicide? No listed family.
There's no other information in regards to him in the document I gained from public safety. The simplicity of the section in regards to this Shuji Akutsuki, an obviously important person, oddly left an impression on me. I finished reading over the material, but to be honest, it tells me little. Most of the principals involved are already deceased, including Koetsu Kirijo, Yakutsuki, and to persona users whose abilities were artificially awakened. Still, I do learn something. The culprit's objective in Labrys's case had similarities to the purpose of ergo research. To deliberately gather shadows in order to fuse them together. Okay, that's new knowledge to me. If that was the objective, wouldn't the TV world have been an ideal place for a test run?
It may be best if I check inside of the TV world once more.
When I open my cell phone to share my findings, scant though they may be, I notice that the hour is late. It's almost the next
It's a bit
day.
late to call them. Which reminds me.
Oh.
I think I heard thunder earlier. Could it have rained?
That word, rained, gives me pause. During the incident with Labrys, the Midnight Channel was broadcasting again. If her case is truly ongoing, does that mean it could come on tonight? A bad feeling crosses my mind.
A call at this hour? From an unknown number. Hello.
I got through. Miss Detective?
Hello, Labrys.
Wait, no. Naoto-kun, right?
Find purposes for offers don't know how the world inspired. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The behind-the-scenes stuff for games can be interesting to learn, but kind of about the games itself. So for me, my interest in games comes from, as I've said before, the story of things. For me, I really admire just the fact that humans can create these other worlds, like with other people, and I wish I was as good as putting it into words as I was in appreciating it.
Voice. Is that you, Labrys? What's the matter?
Like, it's not so much for me about how the world inspires people to create, as much as kind of the fact we can create these stories, like we can create these games and characters and worlds.
Listen up, because we got a big problem. Mitsuru-san and the others were on their way to Inaba, but they've gone missing.
Missing?
So we were gonna go look for them, but these weird guys came barging into the Shadow Operatives lab. I'm the only one who got out.
The Shadow Operatives research lab was attacked? Could it be the enemy? No, that's not it. This is most likely...
Labrys, calm down. Can you describe anything unique about the people who invaded your headquarters?
Unique? They came in a big group. They wore suits. They showed this paper-looking thing, and they said something about an investigation.
Just as I thought, public safety. I had my suspicions, but there can be no mistake. Though the Kirijo Group and Public Safety are formally in cooperation, Public Safety privately has a low opinion of the Shadow Operatives. Hence their request that I perform an undercover investigation. They must have found out about Mitsuru-san's disappearance and used it as an opportunity to launch a compulsory investigation. But Mitsuru-san's disappearance, could it really be related to Public Safety's move? Labrys said a moment ago that Mitsuru-san and her people were headed to Inaba. Why? While I've been carefully sorting through this new information, I asked Labrys for more details.
I understand. What's your present situation?
I can't go back to the lab, right? Even if I could, I wouldn't know what to do without Mitsuru-san around. But then I found out the Shadow Operatives got these special folks who only get called up in emergencies. I just met up with them a minute ago, and we're about to go look for Mitsuru-san and them.
Understood. I'll cooperate as well. I'm sure the others won't say no either. We'll all try searching for Mitsuru-san.
Really? Thanks!
Labrys, there's something else I'd like to ask. Why was Mitsuru-san headed for Inaba?
If I remember right, they found a weird shadow reading over there, so they were gonna go look into it.
A weird shadow reading?
A weird reading? That's like what Teddy was getting in the TV world. An abnormal shadow reading is detected in Inaba. Mitsuru-san and her people go missing when they head out to investigate. Even if this is unrelated to the public safety matter, I can't overlook this detail. Mitsuru-san and her people are persona users, and extremely skilled ones at that. If they're in a situation with no means of contacting help, then whatever enemy they face must be formidable. And the first such enemy who comes to mind is the culprit who kidnapped Labrys and forced us to fight in the P1 Grand Prix.
She said the reading spiked all of a sudden. Did something happen over there?
Nothing springs to mind. Oh, sorry, hold on a moment.
I checked the clock on the wall of the drawing room. It's almost midnight. If there was an abnormal shadow reading, the midnight channel could be involved. I need to find a room with a TV.
I'm sorry, but let's continue this on the move. We should meet up at the very least. Actually, is that a helicopter I hear in the background?
Yeah, I'm surprised you can tell. We have a maid piloting one right now.
Alrighty. I suppose if your maids are that well trained. Personal helicopter and a maid piloting it. I never thought of my family as poor, but thinking back to that limousine, the Grigio clan seems to be on a completely different level.
Let me think of a place where a helicopter could land around here.
And where would landing without drawing attention is the other thing. Oh. Hell, there it goes. All the technology out. As I continue to talk while walking down the hallway, all the lights suddenly turn off. Though it is midnight, this is a police station. There should be several officers still stationed here, even at this hour. However, in defiance of these facts, an unnatural stillness pervades the air.
A blackout?
No, that's not it. The roaring helicopter rotors on the other end of the line have also fallen
Labyrinth?
silent. Yep, your phone's dead. My cell phone has gone dead, as if the batteries were drained. I try a few things, but it won't even turn on. Have all the electrics here stopped working so suddenly? I open a nearby door to get a better look at my environment. The empty room is hazily lit by an eerie red glow coming from the window. Walking to get a clearer view, I gasp at the sight outside. An obvious pall has fallen upon this quiet, rural town. Oh.
Red fog?
What's the tower? Seeing the town enveloped in fog, I can't help but remember last year's case. With the foreboding feeling that the situation has taken a turn for the worse, I quickly leave the strangely empty Inaba station. Oh, never to be continued. Okay, so no fight so far. This is all just story, which I'm all for. So, I think probably given the time I have left, I can do resays, and then this is probably a new chapter that looks a bit longer than the other ones. I say a bit. If they do all just go in lines straight down, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 episodes. Okay, so let's... Impatience. So what's Risei doing? So this probably isn't Risei fighting, this is just Risei then. I raise one arm towards the mirror-lined wall and close my eyes. In my mind, I see a stage, and a hazy shadow of band. Glow sticks of all different colours shine in the packed seats. I'm looking at them for my mark, indicated with a spot of fluorescent paint. The moment the countdown hits 0, a spotlight comes on. I reach towards the flooding light and become one with the stage. This is the first time we've actually... Oh. I think it's not the first time we've gotten the English version of the song. I think even in Persona 4, even if you had the English audio on, in cutscenes it was still... The song was still in Japanese, I think. Or was it? I never actually played the game. I never actually played Persona 4 with the English language settings. As I calm my breathing and look toward the clock to check how long the performance took me, I see where its two hands are pointing, jolting me back to reality in a hurry.
Crap! I didn't take my bike today. I wonder if I can make the last train. Night, everyone. I'm off for today.
I hurriedly address the people as people I pass as I fly out of the studio. After a mad dash to Okina Station, I barely make it into the stopped train.
Made it.
I take a breather as the train slowly pulls out. Last train on a holiday is usually pretty empty, so I sit in an open seat and get my tunes from my bag. There's a new song on there they just gave me this afternoon. They felt so long for some reason. Oh.
It's gotten a lot later than we expected. Are you still okay on time?
You didn't have to give me a lift, you know. I'd have been fine.
That's not the issue. Come on, I'm your manager.
You look a lot older than you looked in Persona 4, in a way. The reason Inoue-san seems so happy is because of the news we got earlier. When our president called us back to the office room to shoot today, he were greeted with a new song for me and a detailed plan for my comeback.
Still, I had no idea that the boss was putting together such a detailed plan for your comeback.
Well, I'm grateful and all, but I just don't think I'm ready yet.
That's not true. We've all seen how hard you've been working. You're much stronger than you were. I think the boss is making the right decision.
Are you just flattering me, Inoue-san?
Never intentionally.
Never intentionally.
You sang that new
Okay, I
song
like that.
we gave you today after just a short lesson. You even memorized the dance steps in record time.
I wasn't any good, though. I got distracted by the steps and kept going off key. And I wasn't hitting the turns cleanly. I've still got a long way to go.
It's true. Even as far as discussion of my comeback goes, if Inoue-san hadn't come up with an excuse for why he couldn't get in contact with me until yesterday, plans could have been sunk.
Rise-chan, did something happen?
Huh?
I know that there's a part of your life you won't let me into, and that's okay. An idol doesn't need to tell her manager everything. But there's a difference between keeping things private and isolating yourself. You asked if you could get some days off during the long holiday, right? And you didn't seem too keen on today's session either. Did you have some other engagement in mind?
No, you're just cutting me too much slack. Thanks, though. It's nothing to do with work. But there was something that made me realize how powerless I am.
So many people are supporting me for my comeback, but no matter how much I throw myself into rehearsals, all I can think about is how I was nothing but a burden in the incident yesterday.
Rise-chan?
I'm okay. Were you worried I'd quit again? I'm still set on getting back into showbiz, once I shake off the rest from my hiatus.
I can tell that much from watching you practice. Still, maybe you need a breather.
Huh?
The publisher consulted me about maybe rescheduling the photo shoot. When I told them doing it later would be problematic since you're still a student, they decided to reschedule for another time. So, take a nice break tomorrow.
Inoue-san.
But things will be busy after the long holiday. The success of your comeback project is on the line here.
I really appreciate it. Can you let me off at Okina Station today? If I have tomorrow off, I want to stop by the studio and practice.
Okay, so this is a flashback to before.
Huh? But wouldn't it be late by the time you're done? Why don't I take you straight home?
There's not enough room at home. Please? I'll go straight home after I practice a little.
Well, all right. But don't push yourself too hard, okay?
I won't. Actually, though, you shouldn't coddle me so much either. Okay, Inoue-san?
Back to the train. I'm guessing this was a flashback to just before the studio thing. Through the train window, I can see the countryside, with only a few lights here and there. The train was empty to begin with, and it only gets emptier as we approach the final
A
stop.
long holiday, huh?
This holiday was supposed to cap off with just work and rehearsals. Even when I heard Yu Senpai was coming back, I was the one who decided not to change my plans. When I told the others, they said stuff like, "Oh well, work's work, and hang in there." Anji was the only one who acted like a kid, saying, "What's more important to you, your work or Senpai?"
That reminds me. Naoto-kun had to work during the holidays too.
I bet Naoto-kun wouldn't get all indecisive about these things. When I sigh and take out my cell, I notice I have an email.
Oh, it's from Yukiko-senpai.
It's a summary of what the investigation team talked about today, and the time we're meeting tomorrow.
Yes, at 6 a.m.? That's early. I bet some
That
of
is
those guys
fairly
are gonna
early.
be late for sure.
I laugh, but it quickly turns into a sigh. I have tomorrow off thanks to Inoue-san, and while I'm happy I get to see everyone, I'm a little bummed out too. I didn't do anything during that incident. I don't remember anything else about that day after I finished shopping for dinner at Juness. When I came to, I was already in the announcement room in the TV world, under the surveillance of General Teddy. In the end, it turned out that General Teddy was Labrys' shadow, taking on Teddy's form. Shadow was holding this event called the P1 Grand Prix, and forcing my senpai to fight each other in it. Since I was captured, they used my voice and likeness to goad everyone into hurting each other. I thought I sounded cool saying I had work, but I got kidnapped, imprisoned, and watched them use my face and voice to confuse everyone.
At this rate, I can barely face Senpai and the others.
You, Senpai, will be going back tomorrow. I think about Fuga-san, with such tremendous powers that she could help Mitsuru-san's group by describing what was going on in the TV world, even from outside. I wish I could be that useful.
The next stop is Yaso Inaba. Yaso Inaba.
Oh, the train dying. Oh dear. That's not ominous at all. What the? That was a weird place to cut the announcement off. All of a sudden, all the lights in the train turn off, and the train that had already begun to slow down to its last stop grinds to a halt.
Oh no! A blackout?
I look out the window to check. A huge red moon dominates the sky. And in the direction the train was headed, there looks to be a giant red cocoon. Is that fog?
What is that? Inaba's that way.
I turn around. There's no one in the train. They've all disappeared. The train car was pretty empty, but I'm positive I wasn't the only passenger before.
Hey, what's going on? Oh, right, my cell.
Thinking I might be able to find something out if I contact someone. I look at the phone I'm still holding after checking my email. It seems to have turned off by itself since the screen remains black. No matter how many times I press the power button, it won't turn on.
It's broken? Of all the times. Guys, you Senpai.
Apart from the confusion, a sensation I know all too well starts to rise in me. I can't believe it, but there's no mistake.
This feeling. It can't be. It's like I'm inside the TV.
Oh, yeah, of course. Rise would be sensitive to this kind of stuff. I'm moving before I can think twice. I yank open the door using the emergency lever and jump out onto the tracks. I begin running toward the Yasuinaba train station. Now's not the time to stay and cower here. Is that the end? Because that... Yep, to be continued. Dash to Inaba. Clear. Starting chapter... Okay, so... I'm going to... It's a little early for me to be finishing, but I think I want to finish there, because I feel once I start chapter 3, things are gonna... That's gonna take a wee bit longer, and I've only got... half an hour. If we... Sure, that was a long chapter there, this one. Okay, but yeah, I think I will finish here. I've had my last Persona 4 Ultimax stream went on longer than usual, so this one can go on shorter than usual. Stamagara Floodplain. So we're getting to Yosuke. Oh, hold up. Okay. Yeah, that's everyone getting caught up. All the investigation team caught up. Oh. I'll finish there for now. Let's... Where's Persona? So, okay, I'm quite interested to see this, because I think, like, I don't know if I finished the thought, but I'd seen before when I was looking up kind of how to get the 100% completion on the main story, on the Persona 4 Arena story. Yeah, people saying kind of the Persona 4 Arena story was kind of, it was okay, like, but really like hyping up the Persona 4 Ultimax story. So I'm very interested to see how this progresses. And we did already get 11% through it in about an hour. So that means there's probably about 9-10 hours more, so maybe 5-6 streams. I'm gonna guess about I've got about 6 streams left in episode P4. Yeah, but there is a third tab in the story section, so I'm not gonna say that that's gonna be the end of this stream series. But that'll be all for today. I'll be back tomorrow evening with more Pokemon Platinum. I've been spending a bit of time this week grinding out levels, so hopefully when I start I'm I'm hoping to have my team at all level 50, which means I should be at a level where I'm okay for taking on the Sunyshore Gym and making a push onto the Pokemon League. I feel I've only got maybe 2 streams left in Pokemon Platinum, because once I become champion and kind of clear that part of the story, I feel that's where I'm going to drop. That's where I'm going to drop Pokemon. And I know once Pokemon's finished, I'm planning to take up Ebe. Ebe is the next game I've had on my list, and it's been one that's been recommended to me for a while now. It was recommended to me with the same set when I did The Witch's House and Mad Father. It was recommended to me about the same time, but I just ended up not getting it because it was the most expensive game on the list. But I've got it now, and it's installed and ready to play, and I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more horror. But yeah, that's all my plans. But anyway, you can follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, but regardless of what you do, thank you so much for coming along. I really hope you enjoyed. And until the next stream, have a good evening, have a good night, and until next time, goodbye.